question, Alysia. Tell us a little bit about where you're from and where you went to school and the kind of work you do.
Sure. Well, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm happy to have landed back here in my hometown. I moved back to Baltimore a few years ago, so I wasn't born here. I was born on an army base. I was an army brat. I was born on an army base in Texas, but I grew up here in Baltimore, and so I really love Baltimore. I feel like I don't know. There's something in the dirt that calls to my blood. My grandparents, came here during the Great Migration, looking for more opportunities. So I feel very called to be here in Baltimore and support the city and support its resurgence. And I went to school. I went to college in North Carolina at the University of North Carolina, and for grad school came back to Baltimore. Went to Peabody Conservatory, majored in music and classical voice. And now I work at the Maryland State Department of Education, where I lead the Fine Arts Office. So we oversee fine arts education in Maryland public schools. So that's pre-K through 12th grade. We also provide all of the pedagogical support for any creative lifelong learning initiatives that come out of the state place. So the Maryland State Arts Council has a creative aging initiative, and so we support teaching artists in learning how to teach and build curriculum for older adults that want to do arts learning, and we run the gamut. So it's really exciting for me to kind of elevate our work out of just thinking about those first 12 years of learning, but really starting to think about learning across the lifespan.
I mean, you said so much. The whole idea of growing up in a city that you love, or at least getting to migrate back to a city that you love, is a big deal. And being able to give back to the city in a way that some people may forget about, the importance of the arts. Tell me a little bit about the work you do there, specifically day in and day out, because we have the broader picture. It sounds like you're a state employee that's working towards bigger goals in the state in fine arts. So fine arts is, I guess, everything from the drawing to the singing to the instrumental. What else are we really talking about is in your day-to-day?
Sure. So the content areas that I supervise are music, dance, theater, visual art, and media arts. That's a lot. So 5 arts disciplines. And in Maryland, we believe that a well-rounded education is an education that includes the arts from pre-K through 12th grade. So we're really lucky here in Maryland that we have such a firm support of the arts at the legislative level, at the policy level, and of course, throughout all 24 local school systems. The work I do is really about supporting teachers and supervisors that are working in central office places to make sure that students are receiving not just access to, but a high quality level of arts education. In our office, we have a strong belief, and all of our programming really centers around that an arts education that is rooted in creativity and students' voice and agency is an art education that is aligned to the state fine arts standards. So we provide hundreds of hours of professional learning each year. This summer, I curated 130 hours of virtual professional learning for fine arts educators in response to COVID. So we looked at things like building SEL, or social emotional learning, through the arts. We looked at ways that the arts already are embedded with a few things that kids really needed, some soft skills kids really needed to make that transition from in-person learning to virtual learning. Like, we're really trying to raise more independent learners, right? So how can we use the arts to really bolster and help kids just excel in their other academic content areas as well, not just in the arts? So we're always thinking about the ways that all of the joys that the arts can bring. So of course, the arts bring self-expression. They allow you to cultivate a skill and craft over time. They also allow you to possibly even understand your other academic content areas more deeply, right? You can use the arts, you can learn through the arts. So all of that, arts integration and explicit art learning, those are the areas where I provide technical assistance to school systems or to teachers directly.